Hi, Brandon. Coach Smart from ABC Baseball Camps to do your hitting evaluation. Okay, let's get started here. Come on, video work. Oh, there we go. Okay, so watch a couple swings. Okay, first thing I noticed, Brandon, is that you stand real tall in the batter's box, and that's good. But I noticed how you kind of fell over after that first swing. Well, you got to be able to. We got to make sure that you're compressing down when you hit. Okay, as a hitter, we never want to get taller or stay the same height as a hitter. As we swing the bat, we want to. If you're, let's say you're 6 foot, you want to be 5'10", 5'9" when you finish your swing. Because you're driving your legs so hard and driving them down like you're supposed to, you should get shorter. So let's watch a swing here and see what happens. So your head never goes below that line very much, and that shows me you're not using your lower half very well. And we get you to the point of contact. You know, that back leg right now, buddy, should be like this. You should have that big bend in that by now. That back knee, you got to drive, have any chance to hit, you got to drive that back knee to the inside of that front foot with extreme force in order to get what you need out of your swing. Okay, so we got to get you more in your legs. So I would start off when you're set up, you know, just getting in your legs a little bit more and not being so tall in the batter's box. Because when you finish that swing, one of the reasons why you kind of fell over in that one is because you're so narrow and so tall that you don't have that good balance. And one of the keys to hitting is having dynamic balance in the batter's box. And we got to make sure we have that. And one way of doing that is to get more in our legs as far as getting, you know, kind of bending at the knees a little bit more and not standing so tall. From a swing standpoint, you know, I've looked at your video a little bit, and you do a pretty good job of getting your bat flat through the strike zone, which is really good. But I wonder, in this stance, when the ball's down low, how you're going to approach it. You know, and the ball's, you know, it looks like that ball's about your belly button height, or a little above your belly button, and you seem to handle it real well. I'm wondering how you do on pitches at your knees. Because let's face it, you just hit a mistake by a pitcher, right? A pitch up in the strike zone. You're not going to get those all the time, so we got to make sure we're prepared to handle tough pitches too. And in your setup right there, I'm not sure you are. Okay, but man, oh man, your bat is nice and flat through the contact zone. You got good extension through the baseball, but you're really just using your arms to hit with, and you're not gonna wow people with that. You got to get in. You got to tap into that energy source below your waist. Your thighs and your butt and your leg muscles are the keys to adding power and distance and velocity in the balls you hit. So one drill I would do with you if I was your hitting instructor and had some time with you would be to have you do what we call a low drive drill. And you can do this off the tee or off a soft toss, is to set your tee up so it's just above your knee, right below your knees, and have you go down and hit those baseballs off that tee and really get in your legs to hit that. That's going to force that swing plane to be more down here through the ball. You can't do that without getting in your legs. Okay? When you get to the contact point on that swing on that low pitch, you still should have your fingernails of your top hand pointing up and the fingernails of your bottom hand pointing down and not sideways. We don't want to golf that pitch. We want to go down and get that pitch. And a good way to reinforce using your legs is doing the low drive drill. Okay, but from a finish standpoint, you know, that's classic right-handed swing, no problem there. But again, you're just barely tapping into your lower half, just a little bit. I mean, you could hit the ball 75 to 100 feet farther if you, at this point in your swing, right about click, 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 click. If that back knee was more, in here someplace, and you're driving that knee down towards that front foot, I mean, that would be, you would see a gigantic difference in your ball flight. But I wouldn't change from a swing standpoint, from a route you take with your barrel and stuff. I wouldn't change a darn thing, because that looks pretty good. But I would get smaller in that batter's box from a setup standpoint, and I would work my tail off trying to understand and get a feel for how to use your legs, because you're not using them at all right now. You're probably stoating the ball pretty good. You might be successful with at the level you're at now, but at some point you're going to have to get into your legs. My son Taylor plays at the University of Tennessee, and he knew he was going to be about 5'7", 5'8" his whole life, because I am, and we kind of forced him to use his legs as a little guy now, and now he's hitting balls 400 feet in the air, not because he's a big tall guy and has leverage, but because he really understands how to drive that backside into the front side of that front foot. So, like I said, other than that, I wouldn't change too much. You're on the right path. Just get that lower half squared away, and you're on your way. Thanks, Brandon. I'll see you at the next ABC baseball camp.